Yo, what's going on, guys? Cultimush back at it, and in this video we're going to be looking at 5 great PC game deals of the Steam Winter Sale of games that were released in 2016. Now this is very interesting because obviously with older games that's where the deepest discounts are going to be available. And recently with Steam, a lot of newer games, especially games that have been released in the last year, they take a long time for their prices to actually get lower, and you're going to notice that in this video, that honestly, in my opinion, some of these prices should be a little lower, but without further ado, let's get right into this with number 5. Speaking of prices that should be a little lower, number 5 is Dark Souls 3, which is 50% off for $30. Now, this is an okay price for Dark Souls 3, and Dark Souls 3 is a fantastic game. I really consider this to be the pinnacle of the Souls franchise. I think it's the best game when you look at Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3. I really do think that Dark Souls 3 is the culmination of everything From Software has done in the last 7 years, and it really shows in this game. However, for $30, I think that price is a little bit high, but on PC, this is the lowest price that I've seen the game for. It's just that on consoles during Black Friday time, Dark Souls 3 was actually available for, I believe, $15 to $20, and I think that's the price it should be during the Steam Winter Sale, considering this is supposed to be the pinnacle of Steam sales. I would have liked to see this game for $20, but still for $30, it's a fantastic game. It's going to give you a lot of content for your money, and if you've been a fan of Souls but you didn't want to drop $60, $30 is a great price for a game that is very, very good. And if you're a fan of the Souls game, or you're just a fan of challenging games in general, Dark Souls 3 is a must play. Definitely check it out. Number 4 is another one with not too deep of a discount. Stardew Valley is 33% off, knocking it down to $10. Now, considering that the base price for this game is $15, it only being $5 off isn't too big of a deal. The fact that it's even discounted, that's good enough. And Stardew Valley was one of the surprising gems of 2016. This is a fantastic game that was developed by just one person. It's a game very similar to Harvest Moon with an old school style look. Yes, the visuals aren't up to par if you compare to AAA games of these days, but artistically, in my opinion, it's a very good looking game, and if you're a fan of 16-bit games, it looks really good. And this is a game where visual fidelity should not be on the top of your list on things to expect. What it is a game with a lot of depth and a lot of varied content. And just to give you guys an idea of how good this game is, the Steam reviews, which I know shouldn't be the be-all, end-all for game quality, but it's still something to look at. The overall reviews are overwhelmingly positive at 97%. 97% positive of 44,000 reviews. I don't believe that's the absolute highest percentage for a game on Steam, but it's pretty damn close. 97% is amazing. That's why it is overwhelmingly positive. That's the highest kind of tagline you can have, and it's well warranted. And for $10, I think Stardew Valley is a great buy. Another game that's going to give you a lot of content for your money. Moving on to number 3, another game that I've talked a lot about, Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen is 60% off, knocking it down to just $12. Now, what's unfortunate is if you did want this game, it was available in the Humble Monthly last month, and the Humble Monthly is a $12 buy-in, and then you got Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen and 5 other games, but unfortunately, that Humble Monthly has obviously passed. So if you want Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, this is your best bet. For $12, I still think it's an excellent pickup. This is a game that released on consoles years ago, and I was always clamoring for it to come to PC because it did suffer from a lot of technical issues on consoles, and surprisingly enough, when it did come to PC, Capcom absolutely nailed the PC port. There's a lot of options to pick from, and the frame rate is smooth as hell, and the game plays great. A lot of people see it similar to the Souls games, and I can definitely see those similarities. I think Dragon's Dogma is a bit more difficult, but definitely a game you should check out if you're a fan of action RPGs. And coming from a person that always complains about bad PC ports, Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen is one that I wouldn't complain about. It's great, and I think these are the type of games that PC gamers should buy to support great ports. And keep in mind that this is Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, so it includes Dragon's Dogma as well as the Dark Arisen expansion, and for $12, that's a fantastic deal. Moving on to number 2, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which was actually the midweek deal. That deal has continued on into the winter sale, 67% off, knocking it down to just $20. For a game that's very recent, it released at the end of August, so just 4 months ago, already down to $20, and it's not like this is a terrible game. It's not a bad game, it's actually a good game, but would I say that Deus Ex Mankind Divided is as good as Deus Ex Human Revolution? I don't know about that. This game did suffer from some technical problems. Some problems are still looming. Personally, I've been able to run the game just fine, but I do have a GTX 1070, so maybe your mileage will vary if you have a lower-end PC, but for the most part, the game has performed well. Initially, though, when this game came out, it did suffer from a lot of problems, but on my end, it's been smooth recently. If you're a fan of Deus Ex Human Revolution, there's a lot to like about Mankind Divided. I think from a gameplay standpoint, it's better than Human Revolution. It did seem like the game just ended a bit abruptly, probably setting up a sequel, and I just didn't think the story was up to par. It was still pretty good, but not to the level of Human Revolution. Still a game I would highly recommend, and again, considering how new it is, to get it for this kind of a price, I think it's a solid pickup.
Так ты согласен с тем, что босс вчера сказал?
Don't worry, we can corner him easily.
Finally, number 1, what many would argue to be the best PC game of 2016, Doom is 67% off, knocking it down to just under $20. Same deal as Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Doom is a little bit older, it released back in May, but still a very recent game. And a very good game, but in my opinion, Doom's standout isn't the multiplayer. Rather, it's the excellent single-player campaign that's like 13 hours long. Not what many people expect from a first-person shooter. Usually the single-player campaigns are like 6 to 7 hours and you're done with them. No, I thought Doom had a very high-quality single-player mode, and I think that was the star of the package. This is another game that was excellent on PC. Performance-wise, it ran really well, and it's an absolutely gorgeous game if you can max it out. And it's actually not too hard of a game to run. If you have something like a 970 or a 1060, a 480, you're gonna be running pretty well, and this game stands out to be one of the most technically impressive PC games of the year. And if you have a higher end PC, I think you owe it to yourself to play this game. The gameplay is as fast-paced and fluid as ever, and while it might sound like I'm crapping on the multiplayer a little bit, it is still a solid experience. It's just that in my opinion, I did think the single player was absolutely excellent and the star of the package, but I am the kind of guy that prefers more single player experiences than multiplayer, so maybe your opinion might vary. Regardless, it's a game well worth picking up for under $20, which it's available for right now. So that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have a request for a future video, another video in the winter sale series, let me know in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.